Depression is imminent. With the American-Israeli war of aggression against Iran, we, across the globe and in Canada, are going to experience a massive inflation crisis, the likes of which we've never seen. Material conditions amongst the youth in Canada are not good. Their material conditions continue to degrade year after year. You have a whole generation that have given up on the idea of having their own home. An unemployment crisis. Wages are stagnant. The cost of everyday goods is only going up. Mark Carney is completely unprepared to handle the crisis that is impending and looming over the necks of millions of Canadians. Carney's message to young Canadians is, fuck you, I got mine, you just gotta work harder. But don't worry, young people in Canada, Mark Carney's got a plan for you. Carney is talking about cushioning this impending disaster.
And so the question becomes, is how long is this going to persist? And what can we do to help cushion the blow for Canadians? And that's something we're looking at. Thank you.
We're gonna cushion it. What's the plan? Nothing? I'm sure that will really help you. There's no planned relief coming. Mark Carney's policy is of austerity and militarization, stealing from the working class, giving it to the guys, and not even to defend against America, the global fascist empire led by fascist Donald Trump. No. They're putting all this money in to help the United States empire and Israel. The austerity and militarization policy is just going to make things worse and worse for young Canadians. Mark Carney's completely out of touch with the working class. He sees the war in Iran as a little bit of a speed bump in his grand plan of making Canada a militarized petrostate to feed American empire. What a great plan. I'm sure that'll work. I think a lot of Canadians have given him some charitability, but it's been a year now of Mark Carney as Prime Minister. Shit's only gotten worse. Nothing's better. That's for sure. He does not care about Canadians, particularly young Canadians, whose futures look like shit. Israel is straight up a Nazi country, and America is the great Satan. We have to talk about the victims, who have primarily been Iranians, Palestinians, and Lebanese. America and Israel have attacked schools, hospitals, pharmaceutical production, bridges, power plants. Just today, a 2-week ceasefire was announced. Israel committed some of the worst atrocities against Lebanon, killing at least 250 people within 10 minutes.
Dozens of consecutive strikes on Lebanon by Israel have rocked its capital, Beirut. More than 200 people were killed in the strikes on Wednesday, according to Lebanon's health ministry.
And what's Mark Carney's response to this? Well, Iran bad, obviously.
Now he's threatening to wipe out their civilization permanently. Do you regret your initial support of this war?
Well, the initial point which we made is the grave threat that the Iranian regime has posed for not just threat, but the actual acts of the Iranian regime over the course of more than 4 decades.
Wow, I've never heard Iran bad before. That's so crazy. Meanwhile, he's like, here, Israel, take all the guns. Take all the bullets. Planes? Sure. Oh, you're committing war crimes and generational crimes against the whole planet? That's fine. Because if you don't give Israel everything it wants, that's anti-Semitic. They're not being stopped. And the people who should stop it, Mark Carney included, using whatever levers available, should be doing that.
Does something need to be done to keep Israel in check to help bring peace to the region, maybe such as sanctions?
I wouldn't go to what you're suggesting as the method.
Not doing that is actually making Canada partner to these crimes. He's got to walk the fine tightrope of wanting to serve the interests of capital and American empire, alongside the fact that vast majority of Canadians loathe American empire and hate the fascist, expansionist Israeli state. He knows how grossly unpopular America and Israel are, so he can't just come out and say, oh, America and Israel are awesome, they're great.
The Islamic Republic of Iran is the principal source of instability and terror throughout the Middle East, and we reaffirm Israel's right to defend itself.
So he has to just keep attacking.
Iran having a nuclear bomb is a massive threat.
The perceived enemy who poses no threat to Canada or Canadians. As a matter of fact, the greatest terrorists on the planet right now are America and Israel. And this is all happening while the and apartheid across Palestine are still ongoing. As Prime Minister, Mark Carney has continued to materially support Israel amidst their genocide of Palestinians in Gaza. That's a crime. Canada is led by a multi-millionaire criminal world banker elite. As of right now, this ceasefire is totally bogus. Israel is still destroying Lebanon. Oh, and guess what? Now that there has been a ceasefire, Mark Carney can start to go forward on his previous promise to send Canadian military to the Strait of Hormuz, i.e. Iran, to help keep the strait open with military.
Vessels, demining expertise, intelligence, cyber capacities, these are all on the table as we share this know-how with our counterparts to see what is the best way to go forward, how can we be of assistance. But again, this is predicated on the notion that there will be a ceasefire.
Which would just put Canada one step closer to being a belligerent in the war of aggression against Iran.
Canada joins our allies in supporting these efforts, and that will include efforts to support the reopening of the Straits of Hormuz.
Mark Carney has been Trump's dog. He has yielded to almost every demand that Trump puts out. DST, 5% of GDP on the military. I could go on. And he can pretend all he wants that he's standing up against America, but he's not. If he was standing up against America, he would expel the American ambassador. He would join the ICJ case against Israel. He would enact a complete arms embargo on America and Israel. Instead, he has yielded and given concession after concession to the fascist Donald Trump, because Mark Carney serves the interests of capital. You know who doesn't have capital? Generally, young people and marginalized people. That's why he's okay throwing you under the bus. He doesn't care. He doesn't put Canadians first. He puts money first. If he put Canadians first, he wouldn't fire tens of thousands of public workers in unionized jobs. If he was Canada first, he would actually invest in technologies like the green energy that Canada needs, the homes that Canada needs to build. Instead, what he's doing is just giving a shitload of money to private companies, cutting taxes for them, hoping that they'll build more houses. Mark Carney is not looking after you. Mark Carney's doubling down on oil production. Canada's oil production is at all-time highs, and he wants it to go higher, while the rest of the world is seeing what's going on in Iran and the climate disasters going, oh my God, what the fuck, we need green energy. China, please help me. Instead, Mark Carney's going, little bit more oil to feed American empire. Fuck Mark Carney. This dude has plundered Canada in such a short time frame, and it's only going to get worse. That's Mark Carney's plan. Yeah, fuck him, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Israel, free Palestine. If you enjoyed this and want to hear more, please like and subscribe to my channel. And as always, until next time, take care, peace and love. Bye-bye.